Very interesting question, timely. Do you recommend following the guidelines of the Rambam as to what health habits we should incorporate into our day and to keep our goof happy? So it's interesting you should ask. There's actually an excellent book out which details the diet of the Rambam, an English book by Rabbi David J. Zulberg. I have it sitting in front of me at this moment, Health and Psychological Principles of Maimonides. It's not entirely Rambam, it's based on that, and then he takes it a little bit further. But nevertheless, it's a very interesting book that is basically in the theme of your question, should we be following the Rambam today? So let me make your question even sharper. In the Rambam's magnum opus, in the Mishnah Torah, there's a section called the laws of Deos, the laws of values or character. And in chapter 4 of the laws of Deos, halacha number 20, the Rambam offers the following guarantee. Kol amani gatzmo b'drachim elu shorinu. Anyone who follows my advice, my medical advice that I've given in these sections, ani arev lo, I personally will guarantee, the Rambam says, she'enu ba'al lidei choli kol yamav, he will not get sick at all during his whole life, ad sheyazkin harbe ve'amot, until he gets very old and dies. Good, but just note, the Rambam is not telling you won't die. He's just telling you won't die until you get very old. Ve'enot tzarich l'rofe, you won't need a doctor. V'egufo shalem, your body will be whole. V'omed al burav kol yamav, and it will be healthy all of your days. So that is an amazing promise from the Rambam. And regardless, before we even get to the answer to the question of can you rely on the Rambam's, on Maimonides' medical advice, you can certainly rely on his personal integrity. So if Maimonides is telling you that I guarantee you that you will not get sick until you get old and die, then you can be assured you will not get sick until you get old and die, because you could rely on Maimonides. Okay, now, this is only comforting, though, out of context. Maimonides was writing from the medieval Islamic world. Life expectancy in the medieval Islamic world was 35 years old. Right? That's according to the Western Medical Tradition, Cambridge University Press, page 137. In the medieval Islamic world, people lived till about age 35. So when he says that I guarantee you that you will not get sick until you die of old age, that could be you will not get sick until you're 37, and then you get sick and die. So that's not necessarily comforting. And worse, he continues. That's not the end of the quote from the Rambam. The Rambam says, right, I guarantee you that you won't get sick until you get old and die. Ella im ken haya gufo ra mitchilat briaso, unless your body had some problem that is congenital from the time of birth. So the Rambam's recommendations, even according to the Rambam, may not have helped people with congenital diseases, which would include many of the chronic diseases we know today have genetic bases, like cardiopulmonary disease, diabetes, dental issues, ocular issues, auditory issues. There's a genetic basis for an enormous number of diseases. Now, I'm not saying that environment plays no role and that habits play no role. All these vulnerabilities are, these genetic vulnerabilities are admittedly exploited by poor health habits. But what I'm pointing out is that the Rambam's promise never applied to any of those diseases. He said only if your body is perfectly healthy, then you'll live to the grand old age of 35, 36, 37, 38. But he's not telling you that his prescriptions can help if there's a genetic basis for them. They might not. Okay, and there's another consideration here. The sources for the Rambam's legal rulings are clearly identified by Rav Yosef Karo and other commentators. On the side in the Mishnah Torah, they will quote the Talmudic passage that the Rambam got his legal rulings from. So you can see those things are actually coming from Jewish tradition. Okay, now notably, this is true for all of his rulings except his medical rulings. And only some of his medical rulings actually have roots in the Talmud and Jewish writings. So then where did he get these other principles that aren't coming from the Talmud and Jewish writings? It's clear that the Rambam assembled his medical advice from a combination of Torah concepts and the best medical knowledge of his day, which is what Jews do. We work from a combination of Torah principles together with the best medical knowledge of our day. Okay, the thing is that we've progressed somewhat from the medical knowledge of the Middle Ages. And therefore, modern medicine, according to Judaism, modern medicine would be a more authoritative guide today wherever it conflicted with the Rambam's advice. Bottom line, in every generation, we're obligated to follow Derech Eretz, which includes the finest research known to man. Today, that sort of research is produced by large-scale, longitudinal, double-blind studies. That is, lots of people involved in the study. The study takes place tracking people for many years, and there's a double-blind comparison so that we know that there's nothing outside that is affecting the result. So generally, that directs us towards Western medicine. Although, I have to say, there is ample data to support some non-Western medical practices as well. But we go wherever the data goes. So if the data points towards Western medicine, we go there. If the data points towards non-Western medical practices, then we go there. Generally, today, the most advanced medical procedures are going to find in Western medicine. However, as I said, there are some studies, really serious, large-scale, longitudinal, double-blind studies on non-Western approaches to health, and those are also legitimate. We should take those into account, right? And of course, any advice that we find in traditional Jewish sources has to be taken into account as well. You know, the Talmud, and, right? The Medrash, Zohar, Shulchan Aruch, these sorts of things. Okay, fine. So that is the Rambam. The Rambam was beyond in his wisdom, but there were limitations as well when it comes to his medical knowledge.
I hope you enjoyed Rabbi Kelemen's answer. This was a question that was presented to Rabbi Kelemen from his Inner Circle. If you're interested to learn more about Rabbi Kelemen's Inner Circle program, please visit LawrenceKelemen.com or Google Rabbi Kelemen, and we will send you more information there.